I've been talking about FNAF Plus since I heard about it way back last year, January, and at the time I thought it was the answer to all of our confusing FNAF lore problems. We'll just remake it, but with a less ridiculous plotline. Obviously, it's not the end-all solution because it wouldn't technically be canon, and because it's still a FNAF fan game. And yes, I said fan game. It was made by a fan of FNAF. It's in the Fanverse Initiative. I get a lot of comments being like, no, it's an official game. Yes, it's more official than some other fan games, but it's not canon, and it's not made by Scott or Steelwool. Anyway, now that that's cleared up, FNAF Plus just released on Gamejolt. Well, it did release, but not really. FNAF Plus V2 Fan-Made is a fan-made FNAF Plus. It's a fan game for the fan game. This is insane to me how well made this is, considering this is a recreation from screenshots and like super short gameplay teasers that we got from the official FNAF Plus page and FizzNom's page. It's crazy. Obviously, it's lower in quality than other fan games and lower quality than what we'll get from the official FNAF Plus game. But it's insane to me to think that someone, I assume, just got tired of waiting and decided to make it themselves. But nowadays, anybody can make a fan game, or even just their own game. There's so many new game developers just popping up out of nowhere. But I'm very curious to see if this has any story or any real, like, content to it. If you've been on the channel for a while, you know that lore and storyline are super, super important to me, even more so than gameplay a lot of the times. I mean, as charming as FNAF gameplay is, I think the story is the main reason why most people actually play the games. So, is there any story? I am terrified. I have not actually played a game in a while. We play games on this channel? I didn't think we actually did that. Oh. Yes, that's right. We do still make gameplay videos. But I'm still pretty new to this format, so hopefully this goes well. All that being said, the game was pretty good, but I did struggle to figure out the mechanics. Whoa, what? I gotta make a pizza? Oh, shite. Oh, you can still boop their nose. Okay, that's all I really care about. Despite its lack of polish, though, this game was pretty terrifying. Oh, shit, everyone's like gone. Oh! What the Hello? What the fuck? W to go ahead? Around here, I just got completely lost. I still have no idea actually what this is, but it is a pretty cool idea for an end of night minigame. I just hope it gets a little bit more polish. What is going on? The goal, I assume, is to walk around and try to avoid Foxy as much as possible, but I really couldn't see or hear any kind of cue as to what I'm supposed to be doing, like stopping, starting, so I just kept moving on forward, and yeah, you can see what ended up happening there. Oh my god, what is happening? Oh! And after regaining my composure, I started the night back up again and went right back at it. I still had no idea what I was doing though. I still had no idea how any of the animatronics worked because there was no phone guy to really explain anything at all. And I had no idea what the pizza making thing was, but I assumed I needed to keep doing it. I'm fucking shutting this door. I'm playing this like how I first played FNAF, which is like a PU55Y. I am so scared. I can't even turn on a light. Oh! Damn it, dude. Yeah, so the game really starts to show its lack of polish with the lack of like lighting and the lack of proper rendering for the animatronics. It's pretty obvious to see when you're actually in the cameras looking at specifically Bonnie, but the other two don't look super great either. Foxy, I would say, looks the best, and I would hope so considering you probably see him the most. Oh my god. Unfortunately, his kind of well-made model doesn't make up for how absolutely awful this endgame minigame thing was. I don't think there's any way to beat it. I think you're just guaranteed to be jump scared, which I would be totally fine with if there was any substance or any like plot or anything that was shown in the minigames like they do in the original FNAF games. But again, this is a fan game for a fan game, so you can't really expect too much. After a few tries and a few jump scares though, I finally started to figure out the mechanics a little bit. And I definitely 100% did not need to go on the Gamejolt page and watch a couple videos to figure out what the hell was going on. Yeah, after totally not doing that, I realized that the game was kind of a simple version of the original FNAF game. The way you're supposed to do it, or the way that worked for me at least, was basically just to wait and see if either Freddy or Bonnie had moved from their spot, and if they did, I would shut the door because they would get to your office pretty fast. At this point, I still don't think I knew what the pizza making mechanic was, but I did know that you had to avoid looking at Foxy at all costs. And he's getting a bit closer. Oh! Alright, I've officially been stuck on night 1 for way too long, but luckily I did realize that the pizza making mechanic was to stop Chica from showing up. You make the pizza, when you see Chica, she doesn't show up. I just preemptively made them though, and that kind of worked out for me. It took way too long, but I finally did night 1. Oh, we did it! Oh my god, okay, jeez, that was nuts. Usually for a game like this, I would like to go through the whole lore, the backstory, things that are popping up, like little side Easter eggs and stuff like that, but there's really nothing here to show. The game's very repetitive, the gameplay is pretty much exactly the same, even throughout all the nights. That's nights plural, which even I was kind of surprised to see. I didn't know there was gonna be a night 2. Okay, I'll give it a go. But what can you really expect for a fan game of a fan game? That being said, I think night 2 and the later nights is where this game's flaws really start to show. As the nights go on, the difficulty does increase, but it's still the same repetitive things that you do over and over. At least in the original FNAF games, I remember needing to switch up my strategy a little bit. This, I felt like I could kind of do the same thing and it would generally work. I think the real main issue I had though was with the camera system. Like, I just can't tell where anyone is. Because the cameras are not as fleshed out as a normal FNAF game would be, I couldn't tell where anybody was. So I would kind of just check the stage camera, and if Freddy and Bonnie weren't there, shut both the doors. Yes, that's not super efficient on the power, but as I said earlier, they get to your room pretty quick, so you kind of just need to shut the doors as soon as they've left. So I think this game could be a lot more balanced. It just could be a lot more well-polished in general. It's funny because I feel like it's something that I take for granted in the original FNAF games, but something this game could super benefit from is a phone guy there to explain the mechanics to you. It'd be really nice if someone could pop in and be like, hey, Foxy might enter your room. What you're gonna want to do is just not look at him because that freaks him out. If you see Bonnie leave his stage, you might want to close the door. If you see Freddy, you might want to close the door. And Chica, you might want to keep making pizzas in the kitchen so Chica stays busy and distracted. It's small things like that that really make a huge difference in these games, FNAF games, any game in general really. And another thing that this game could really use is audio cues. I haven't heard any audio cues, which is what I think a lot of the original FNAF relies on in terms of getting to the later nights. Despite all that though, I did have fun with what it was, and I did actually manage to make it all the way up to night 4 when I realized this is just way too repetitive. I don't think there's an ending. I couldn't really find an ending pretty much anywhere. So I just kind of went through the nights and beat them, had as much fun as I could, and that's all this was for me really. I'm leaving them shut and I'm just winging it. I'm praying, except I'm opening that. Yes, let's go. Oh fuck. Whoa! Wow. All right, I tried to look around. Couldn't see if there's any ending, so I'm gonna cut it off here because it's kind of just very repetitive gameplay. That's kind of to be expected considering this is a fan game for a fan game. I've said this, like, I feel like I'm repeating myself now. Also, I wanted to make note that this is made by LostPawPlays, I guess, but it's been uploaded to Gamejolt by this person here, so not the original creator, but just wanted to keep that in mind so all the credit doesn't just go to the person that uploaded it. It wasn't made by them. Hey, real quick, this is editing / outro mocks here. I tried as hard as I could to find LostPawPlays, and I did actually find their YouTube channel, which I will link down in the description below, but I couldn't find any original Gamejolt page or anything like that. I'll try to look again, and they will be linked down in the description along with another future editing me edit saying whether or not it's a thing that exists, an original Gamejolt page. I don't think it was though, but I do just want to say LostPawPlays made this, not the person who uploaded it. But also, I know nothing about either of those two people. I don't mean to endorse them like a whole bunch because again, this is a fan-made game for FNAF Plus. It's not the official one. We still have a lot to look forward to for the official one. I know for a fact it's going to be super well made. Phil, I'm not sure what to call him still. Seems like he's putting so much love into that game, and it just has a level of polish that I've not seen in many fan games or many up-and-coming games in general, honestly. There's a lot of new games that are a little bit lazy, but I don't think FNAF Plus will be one of those games. But anyway, what do you think? What do you guys think about games that are like made for other games, like fan games for fan games? I think it's like, obviously it's allowed because they're all based off of Five Nights at Freddy's, and you can make Five Nights at Freddy's games, no problem, no issue there. But I do think it's a little bit weird. I just wanted to show it off to show you guys what it could look like a very early stage of what FNAF Plus could look like, but I don't think we'd ever see that early stage. I just think that we're not going to really see anything until it's like a lot closer to being done, and we'll see a much nicer finished product. And I'm really excited for that. What about you guys? You guys excited for FNAF Plus? Let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, don't forget to check out my Twitter and my Discord. And don't forget to hit like and get subscribed. Your guys' support means so much. We're doing super good on the channel, and it's really exciting, and I'm really happy about it. And I just wanted to say thank you again, because I feel like I don't say thank you enough. Anyway, that's going to be just about it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.